Hey guys, what's up? Yokurama here. Okay, you know that I always say if I recommend the anime at the end of the review? No, for this anime review, I will say that I recommend it before the review even starts because this is an anime series that you must watch. It's an anime that I've been just putting off for ages, but you guys need to watch this. The series I'm talking about is Baccano. Now, this is a 13-episode anime by Brainbase, plus another 3-episode special, which actually finishes the series. This is an action supernatural seinen anime, and it could really get bloody. If you don't like blood and gore, it's definitely not on the level of Berserk or anything, but it can get pretty crazy, and it really does add an extra touch to the series. Now, this is gonna be one of the hardest reviews for me to do because it is gonna be so hard to let you guys know what the story is really about, because actually there's 3 stories taking place at the same time from different periods, and there's also like 20 main characters, so I can't really talk about the main characters either. So I will just do my best to let you guys know in the best fashion of what the story is really about. So during the 1930s, there's this train known as the Pussyfoot that sets off on a journey across the country, and it is boarded by a bunch of people and a few gangs, and even a mythical creature known as the Rail Tracer. And there's also immortals on it. So you can already tell that there's gonna be a bunch of gang battles, and the characters, the leaders of the gangs, are pretty insane. The Rail Tracer is crazy, killing a bunch of people for his own justice. It just insane stuff happens on that train. But at the same time, in New York, the scientist named Sessler is trying to find the replicate bottles of immortality juice. And there's also a flashback that goes back to 1711 of how a group of alchemists obtain immortality. And it's crazy because a bunch of alchemists from 1711 are also some of the main characters of the story in 1930. So a bunch of crazy thing happens between mafia. There's people that are immortal being shot down, getting up. Like it's pretty insane. Half the main characters are complete maniacs. One of the biggest maniacs is Lad Russo, and he's actually a character that everybody knows of. Even people that have not seen Baccano have heard of Lad Russo and how insane this guy is. This guy kills, and he like freaking jizzes over killing people. This guy is no normal person. But there is also one more even crazier killer than Lad Russo, but I will not mention him, even though it's not really that big of a spoiler. Maybe it's not even considered a spoiler at all, but me finding out about this guy the way I did, I completely loved it because I went into the series almost knowing nothing about it, so I'm gonna keep that withheld. But we don't have just these crazy murderers and killers in this story. We also have some very funny people. We have Isaac and Miria, who are the duo couple of the series and the comedic relief. These guys, every time they're on screen, it is completely amazing because the lines that they have, the way they act is just so hilarious. So these 2 characters have some of the most funniest scenes I've seen in a long time. And of course, this series has to have a little pussy cry baby whiny dude in it as well, because you know every series has to have one of those, and in this series is Jacuzzi Splot. Already his name sounds super stupid, and this guy whines so much. I don't think you see him not whine for more than like 10 seconds before he starts whining again and crying. But it turns out later on towards the end of the series that he actually is a pretty badass cool dude. He might be one of the most scared person in the whole series, but he definitely isn't a coward. And those are just some of the few characters that I really liked. I could seriously just keep going with all of the characters because almost every character has something likable about them. And definitely there's characters that have completely nothing likable about them, and there are those kind of characters that you love to hate, like Sessler. This guy is just, man, I really hated this guy. Every time he was on screen, from the first time he was on screen to the last time, it was just like, man, they need to get this guy. Now this series has a fantastic soundtrack. Opening and ending was great. Background music was amazing. It really had that old 1930s gangster feel to it. The voice acting was also done pretty good. The accents that they put into the characters, the New Yorker accent and all that kind of stuff, were pretty good. But definitely there was parts where I was seriously almost rolling on the floor laughing of how bad they sounded while trying to do the accent. But really, it's not a complaint. I still loved it. Even the bad parts were just funny in a good way. So don't be afraid to check out the dub, because I seriously think the dub is better than the sub. The animation was completely amazing. There's like no flaws with it. During the fight scenes, during the comedy scenes, during the gory scenes, during the sad scenes, all of it was spot on and very crisp, and the animation was very smooth, and they definitely did a very amazing job. Okay guys, so my overall thoughts on this series is it's amazing. I don't know why I have not checked it out earlier. I've had so many people recommend it, but if you guys do check it out, make sure you watch past episode 1. But episode 1 is actually kind of the ending of the series, and then later on they start explaining things. It might be confusing for the first like half the series, but later on they put everything together so perfectly with almost no plot holes left. It's just amazing. The way the storytelling is done in this series is so unique and so awesome. I completely loved it. So I definitely recommend this one. This is one of those animes that you must check out. If you guys take my recommendations to heart, then watch Baccano. You will definitely enjoy it. Hey guys, I'm Yokurama. Facebook and Twitter in the description below, so don't forget to like and follow me there. If you like this video in particular, make sure you favorite it. And if you're watching this for the very first time and you like what you see and you want to see more, then click the subscribe button up there to see more. And baby, I'm out. Peace.